Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. This will be my first video of 2026. I would have had several other videos up, but I've kind of hit like writer's block. I didn't know what to upload. I didn't feel like posting a cover, but yeah. But eventually I got an idea about something I wanted to complain about. This is another episode of Aaron Complains. So what I'm going to be complaining about today is something that was released 6 years ago at this point. I know this is like I'm hopping on the hate train way too late. But this is something I wanted to get out my opinion. This is pretty much most people, I say most because I met people who actually like this for some reason. Most people hate this, and I'm not an exception. So today, you guys know that I like In Flames or Love in Flames, the Jester Races, my favorite album of all time. I wanted to talk about why the Clayman 2020 EP sucks ass and why I hate it. That is what we're going to talk about today. So yeah, like I mentioned earlier, I know I'm like 6 years late on this, but I want to get my opinion out. But this EP truly amazes me about how bad it actually is. This EP is truly a tragedy and a really good way to spit on your band's legacy. Uh, I'm going to explain why this project is awful and why I hate it. But first, we're gonna go to the possible reasons why this project even exists. Unfortunately, so by the time this album or this EP was released, their most recent album was "I the Mask" and "Battles," and which to say, at the very least, is not their best work in my opinion. So, and supposedly Anders didn't really feel like going back to the old days like some fans were complaining about, like the mellow death era of the band. And I guess in 2020 he decided to give the fans what they wanted and also sent like I guess celebrate the 20th anniversary of Clayman in the worst possible way. So this is pretty much them making a middle finger and then showing up the fans' ass because that's how this feels like. So what I'll be doing is I'm gonna be going through track by track in the CP and talk about why it sucks or why they sucks, what they changed and why it's bad. Just I'll just be going into detail through each track of what I think is necessary to talk about. The EP starts out with a track called Themes and Variations in D minor, which is the best sounding track off this album. It is like a pretty cool like classical track that like incorporates like the melodies of from the album and has some nice reverby guitars and violins. That's pretty much all I have to say about it. It is pretty nice to listen to, but that phrase "nice to listen to" ends at that track as soon as it ends. We're getting to the real shit now. So first up on the chopping block, we have "Only for the Weak," and I mean immediately, as soon as you hit play, you are greeted by this awful muffled production. There is absolutely zero punch to it, and it sounds like the soul was just sucked out of it. And you could probably assume that the basses probably didn't show up because you could barely hear it here. The riff after the main melody that transitions into the verse also feels just so wimpy and lame, unlike the original where it sounds like triumphant and epic. And once you get to the first verse, we got modern Anders Frieden doing modern Anders Frieden things. I don't know what the vocal effect is on his voice, but they are it's just awful compared to like the muddy, lifeless production. Like, sure, it'll work like it'll work with shit like battles, where battles is actually, I guess, produced well, but it does not sound great here. It sounds awful. It sounds bad. It sounds out of place. And Anders could not sound more uninterested in what he's doing. Like the part where he says "I feel so guilty" the second time, where he's supposed to like scream that, he just goes, "I feel so guilty." I feel so guilty. Am I forced to weapon and regret? I become the lie, beautiful and free. 'Cause every time that you laugh, I feel so guilty. I feel so guilty. Am I forced to have no regret? I become the lie, beautiful and free. In my righteous own mind, I adore and preach. Bro, where's the energy? Where's that part is like one of the most epic parts in the song. It gives me goosebumps every time like every time that part transitions into the like pre-chorus. It's awesome, but no, it's not found here. Like if you aren't gonna growl, at least sound interested in what you're doing. At the very next part where it's growled, like during the fucking pre-chorus, it's growled, but there's also like an overlay of him singing it in the most boring way possible, and it is louder than the growls, like halfway through the pre-chorus. It is, I don't know what the fuck happened here, but why? Like you could really tell here, like the overproduction of his vocals, the process, whatever the word is, the overprocessed vocals like he has, and it's just so painful in the chorus. I mean, like the overprocessed vocals in the chorus. And there are also some like leads like that are just loud in the right channel and for no reason at all. And also during the second chorus, like why? And from this point on, the song has issues I've already like stated. So now let's just move on to Bullet Ride. So Bullet Ride, again with Only for the Weak. As soon as you hit play, it sounds wimpy compared to the original. The clean vocals on here just sound off to me. Like I mentioned, like the muddy production and the overprocessed vocals. What the fuck is going on? I will have to give this track some credit though, because the actual harsh vocal sections are actually pretty good. It's just the back with weak production. If the production was better, then this would be like passable. And so that makes like, so that makes the chorus of the song pretty alright. The solo also just lacks so much punch and bliss compared to the original. Bullet Ride re-recorded might be the only track on here that is butchered in the very least compared to the rest. And that is all I have to say about Bullet Ride. Bullet Ride is, I guess passable, but like I said, there's quite literally no reason to listen to a butchered version of Bullet Ride when the original exists. And now we move on to Pinball Map. And again, once you hit play, instead of getting hit by a bodybuilder with the original mix, You get hit by an anorexic kid who hasn't eaten in 3 months. The verse here on the re-recorded version just lacks so much because it just feels so empty to me. I don't know what it is. And the chorus on this, dude, the effects on Anders' vocals are so distracting. It's just too much. It is just too much. I can't even tell what the effect is. Is it like a pitch corrector or something? Because it just sounds off, weird. And also the big break on this song, you know, it's like in the second half of the song or something. It's like right before the solo. What did they completely, what did they do here? What did they do here? They put some shitty chugging in front of it and some useless unneeded lead part that is not interesting at all. Which completely kills the impact of that section for me. I don't, I'm speechless. Like, why did you do that? Huh? And when that part does come in, they put some fucking shitty ass synth part underneath it. Like, what? Like, I made sure to check, like, the original. There was, like, there's no, like, synth part under it, is there? No, there isn't. There is not. And that's probably why it sounds like why it sounds like that. I don't get it. And like that section sounds like a shitty Children of Bodom like demo or something, or just like a Children of Bodom like worship band. Like, all right, I want to play some chugs, and you play that synth part. And we're gonna try to mimic Children of Bodom. That's what it sounds like to me. That's what it sounds like. And so, in my opinion, the biggest crime of this EP is the re-recorded version of Pinball Map, completely butchering that section. Why? That's one of my favorite parts in the song where you just fucking kill it. Okay, whatever. Anyway, on to the final track of the EP. Clayman. So they start this track off with the synth mimicking like the melody before the guitar comes in because for some reason they're like, you know what our music needs? You know what it needs? Or especially like our older stuff, it needs synths. That's what it needs. No, it doesn't. It's fine without synths. You've made some songs that have synths that are good, but this, no, it's not needed whatsoever. And here, and like I mentioned earlier with the with like some of the leads like being loud in just like the right channel, they do it here too. And also it just sounds off. Like, is there supposed to be like another like lead guitar in the other channel and they just forgot to overdub it or something? What? And for some reason they kind of change up like near the end where like the guitar fades and it's just Anders and the drums, and then the guitar comes in and it's some like triplet rhythm. Not sure what was wrong with the original way the track was going, but I could definitely tell you that changing that up added absolutely fucking nothing. um it doesn't add punch or coolness. You're not gonna get any punch in this EP at all. So yeah, that is pretty much the EP in a nutshell for me. That is all I have to say about each individual track and why this re-recording sucks donkey dick. But if I had to rank these in like the least butchered to fucking dead in the ground, it would be Bullet Ride is the best. Clayman is, yeah, Bullet Ride, it somewhat survived. It's got like dismembered limbs, but it's fine. So Bullet Ride, Clayman, Pinball Map, and then Only for the Weak. Only for the Weak just got absolutely fucking murdered. So, and to wrap this up, this project exists. It definitely exists. This is definitely if like 2010s In Flames mix their sound with the old stuff, but please, for the love of God, don't do it. Don't do it again, please. Please don't. Please don't. There is absolutely no reason to listen to this over the original tracks. How does something from the date that the CP was recorded, how does something from 20 years ago sound more fresh and organic compared to something now? I don't know what. And not to mention they're signed to Nuclear Blast Records, which is like one of the most popular like metal labels. What? You're gonna release an EP that sounds like a demo while being signed on Nuclear Blast Records, while having good equipment, and the mixer, the sound engineer or whatever decided to be like, you know what, let's make this sound like absolute shit. Let's do it, guys. The fans will love it. Yeah, no. I would much rather listen to a re-recorded album that sounds crispy clean and just sterile over this type of shit any day. No. No. And I had to listen to this again before I made this video. My opinion still stands. It sucks ass and I hate it. There's no reason for it to exist. And that is all I have for this video. If you guys enjoyed me complaining, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I'm not sure when my next video will be out. It might be a cover. We'll see. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.